Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. You see, to speak the truth, the only person who was giving RAILA ODINGA some little pressure when it comes to this AUC chairmanship contest is Fauzia Yusuf Adam. And we all know that name. This name, we've talked about it in this channel for quite some time. Somalia's candidate for the African Union chairmanship position. But guess what? You will be surprised at the latest information that we got. I want to take you through a memo. Something was shared regarding the latest twist. And it's alleged that Fauzia has been requested to withdraw from that race. So before we get further, please just like this video because I have so much that we need to talk about regarding this withdrawal of Fauzia Yusuf Adam and what impact it will have on the AUC position and whether Djibouti will be advantaged by this withdrawal. So please like this video and subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before. To existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. So let me read this article to you, ladies and gentlemen. It starts by saying Mogadishu, Somalia. So in a surprising move, Somalia's candidate for the African Union chairmanship, Fauzia Yusuf Adam, has announced that she has been pressured to withdraw from the race in favor of Djibouti's candidate, Mahmoud Yusuf. Yusuf, who currently serves as Djibouti's foreign minister, is now expected to take the lead in the race for the influential position in February next year. Adam Fauzia, made the announcement during a press conference in Mogadishu, revealing that she was called to a National Consultative Council meeting between Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud and Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Bare and leaders of the federal states. During the meeting, she was reportedly informed to stop running for the AUC chairmanship position, but no response was provided for the decision of the president. So, however, it's alleged that the move has raised eyebrows and sparked speculations about the underlying motivation behind the pressure on Adam to withdraw. Some observers suggest that there may be geopolitical considerations at play, as Djibouti and Somalia are neighboring countries with complex historical and political relationships. This is now where it becomes quite interesting because the deadline for the application is fast approaching and it's August 6th, 2024 at 5 p.m. That is the time that AUC board expects that, or council expects that, any contestant shall have provided a name, So that is 5 p.m. Addis Ababa time. So the pressure on Fauzia Adam to withdraw from the race has literally added a new layer of intrigue to the already complex process of selecting the next AUC chairperson. You see, we have two people, or of course we had three people. We had RAILA, we had Fauzia, and we had Mahmoud Yusuf. And then there was another name that was brought up, a name of someone from, I think, a foreign minister of Seychelles also. That name also came up, but it has not been talked about by many people. So it was just a name that was brought, but didn't have any impact in this race. You see, of course, names have been floated. Names have been floated, names have been fronted, but very few, or in fact nobody, has presented his application at the AUC in Addis Ababa. And I've read to you the time, told you that the time is August 2024, 6th August 2024, 5 p.m. That is Addis Ababa time. That is the time that any applicant, anybody interested in, running for that position should have, actually submitted their proposal. So let's narrow down to Fauzia's withdrawal from this race. Let's say Fauzia withdraws today, if she has withdrawn. Of course, Somalia must support a candidate. Somalia must support a candidate. And we know Somalia is part of the OIC, of Organization of Islamic Cooperation, those countries, yeah. And there are almost 30 going by the number. So Somalia is part of those countries. Djibouti also is part of the OIC countries. So let's focus on whether this withdrawal of Fauzia is an advantage to Raila Amolo Odinga or disadvantage to Raila Amolo Odinga. Let's talk of a scenario whereby all the three leaders were contesting. Mahmoud of Djibouti, Fauzia of Somalia, and Raila were contesting. And the number is 253 there. That is the number, I believe. So if half of that number is composed of OIC countries, and let's say OIC countries decided to vote as a bloc, probably vote on Somalia's candidate. Of course, there are those people who will vote for Djibouti. So I personally believe that if at all Fauzia was contesting, it should have been an advantage to Raila Amolo Odinga, because this Djibouti candidate and Somalia candidate, they would split the OIC countries. And with that, Raila Amolo Odinga would easily win. Let us also focus on a scenario where Fauzia is out of the question, like right now. This story, if it's true, and if this is what is going to happen, and if Fauzia decided to withdraw, because of course Fauzia must withdraw. For you to be a candidate, you must be fronted by the government. Let's say, for example, Kenya, Ruto's government must be the one to front Raila Amolo Odinga. So she must get support from the government. If the government says withdraw, there must have been some bilateral talks between the government and another government. So in this kind of scenario, personally, I suspect the withdrawal of Fauzia is not to have Djibouti candidate have an upper hand. Probably is to make Raila Amolo Odinga stronger in terms of the position that that Raila Amolo Odinga is aiming at. Because East Africa, Somalia is part of it. Now Somalia, I think Somalia is trying to allow Raila Amolo Odinga to contest there, because being that all the East African heads of state have endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga, Somalia ni nani? Somalia ilikuwa lazima tu withdraw. So probably maybe this withdrawal of Fauzia, or the push to have Fauzia withdraw, could be to the advantage of Raila Amolo Odinga. That is, if other OIC countries will support Raila. But if all the other OIC countries decide to vote as a bloc against Raila Amolo Odinga, then there will be problem, because the person whom they are going to endorse will require some few votes from this other faction for that person to be the chair. But let's say, for example, in the event that Somalia withdraws, and Somalia decides to convince other member states of OIC to vote for Raila, then I think Raila Amolo Odinga will have an upper hand. But you see, even in the composition of OIC, a country like Burkina Faso, a country like Niger, was actually banned from contesting and from voting, because this, like say, for example, Burkina Faso, the issue of Traore and the coup, same for Niger, also coup. So these are countries which have been banned by the AUC, by the AU from contesting. So because that is the case, you find that the list of members states is now gradually reducing. So it's reducing. So most likely Somalia will stand with Raila Amolo Odinga. Because why am I saying so? There was a bilateral talk here in Mombasa, in Kenya, between the government of Kenya and the government of Somalia, whereby there was some give and take, and which personally I believe that could be the reason why Somalia's president has advised Fauzia to just withdraw, just to withdraw. Because according to the article that I stumbled upon, there has been no reason why she's been asked to withdraw. She has just been told to withdraw. So if that is the case, then maybe the reason is to allow Raila Amolo Odinga to contest. Maybe maybe Somalia cannot just say withdraw so that Raila Amolo Odinga gets an upper hand. Maybe it's just to allow Raila Amolo Odinga to be the front runner. But also this matter, you can look at it from another angle. You see, there is the UN Security Council, the membership. This also could be a factor, because when Somalia was endorsed by the AU to be the person, to be the ones presenting a candidate. Djibouti did not contest. Djibouti allowed Somalia to probably be the only front runner there. It's supposed to last time, whereby last time when Kenya was fronted by the AUC, by the AU to be the ones presenting a name, Djibouti contested for the same. This time around, when Somalia was given that same position, Djibouti did not contest. So in another way, you could say maybe Somalians have decided to allow Djibouti to contest for this AUC chairman position, and in return, Djibouti is allowing Somalia to contest for the UN Security Council, the membership. You know, so maybe that could be, we can say it's a give and take, because you know these countries, there's always some bilateral talks. You give me what, you give me something, I give you something. Maybe that is what is happening, or maybe we can say it's because of Mudavadi meeting with the Prime Minister of Somalia somewhere there in May, because there was a meeting in May, and this meeting was something about cooperation between the two, because there was Somalia's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation talking about Ahmed Moalin. There was Ahmed Moalin. I remember that is the name. And then with Musala Mudavadi, his counterpart here in Kenya, Musala Mudavadi, being the Foreign and Diaspora Affairs CS. So there was some agreement, some bilateral agreement between these two countries, and the most important thing was to force Somalia to withdraw. So I can say it's either Somalians are withdrawing because of the agreement they had with Kenya, or they're withdrawing because Djibouti has not fronted a member for the UN Council. So Djibouti is allowing Somalia to be the only contender. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to raise my case here, but what do you think about this sudden withdrawal, or the request to have Fauzia withdraw from this race? Do you think it's going to have a positive impact on Raila Odinga, or a negative impact on Raila Odinga's AUC chairmanship quest? What do you think? Just go below the comment section and you can tell us what your take is regarding that move. So perhaps if you're watching this video and not subscribe, please take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Till we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.